Hello, and welcome to Baby Bedtime Stories, the best place for magical tales and soothing melodies. Close your eyes, relax, and let the adventure begin. High atop a misty mountain, where the wind hums through jagged rocks, a new story unfolds. The sky glows with the orange hues of sunset, casting long shadows over a rocky ledge where a lonely dragon sits, dreaming of friends below. A brave girl climbs with a song in her heart, and a tiny squirrel scurries with treasures in his paws. Tonight, under a blanket of stars, their paths will cross, weaving a tale of friendship and wonder. So snuggle in, little one, and let the mountain's magic carry you away. High atop a misty mountain, the wind hummed softly through jagged rocks. The sky glowed with the orange hues of sunset, casting long shadows over a wide, rocky ledge. Ember, a young dragon with shimmering red scales and big, curious eyes, sat alone, his kind heart hid behind shy wings as he gazed at the world below. The air faintly scented with pine and earth. Birds soared in pairs, their wings brushing the sky, and Ember sighed, longing for someone to share his quiet days. Below the ledge, Mia climbed the mountain, her messy braid bouncing with each step. A bright smile lit her face, and her green scarf fluttered as she hummed a cheerful tune. With a small backpack slung over her shoulder, she moved with purpose. Rumors of a dragon had sparked her adventurous spirit. She wanted to see if they were true, her footsteps crunching on the rocky path as she neared the top, unafraid of the unknown ahead. Nearby, Pippin the squirrel darted through the pine trees, his bushy tail flicking, a tiny creature with a knack for collecting shiny pebbles. He scurried about, gathering treasures. Then he paused, spotting Mia's climb. His little paws clutched a pebble as he chattered nervously. Would this stranger bring trouble or something fun? His eyes flicked to Ember's ledge, sensing a change in the mountain's stillness. As Mia neared the top, her foot slipped on a loose rock, sending a pebble tumbling down the slope. The clatter echoed, startling Ember, who peeked over the edge. He saw Mia dusting herself off, laughing instead of frowning, her courage shining. Ember hesitated. Hide or stay? Pippin's chatter grew louder, unsure of this bold girl. Then, with a deep breath, Ember puffed a tiny cloud of smoke, not to scare, but to say hello. Mia looked up, eyes wide with wonder, and waved back. Pippin dropped his pebble, surprised by the spark of connection. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with soft purples and pinks. Ember curled his tail around himself, a little less lonely now. Mia sat on a rock below, gazing up at the ledge, her scarf fluttering in the breeze. Pippin nestled into his tree, dreaming of tomorrow. The mountain settled into peace, like a warm hug under the first stars, whispering that a small hello could light the way to friendship. The mountain woke to a soft morning glow, golden sunlight spilling over the rocky ledge where Ember rested. Dew sparkled on the pine trees, and a light mist curled around the peaks. The air felt fresh and cool, alive with the distant chirping of birds. Ember, the young dragon with red scales shimmering in the light, stretched his wings. Still shy, but curious about the girl from last night, he peered over the edge, wondering if she'd return. At the base of the ledge, Mia unpacked a little picnic, her green scarf swaying as she moved. The cheerful girl, with a messy braid, spread a blanket on the grass, pulling out an apple and a sandwich. She was determined to make a friend of the dragon she'd glimpsed. With a bright smile, she called out softly, "Hello up there. I brought breakfast." She sat down, hoping her offer would coax him closer, her tune humming in the air. Pippin the squirrel hopped closer, his bushy tail flicking as he clutched yesterday's shiny pebble. Sniffing the air, he eyed Mia's picnic with growing curiosity about this unusual pair. He darted around the blanket, chattering about the sandwich, torn between stealing a crumb and watching what would happen next. His little paws twitched, eager for both food and the unfolding story. Ember froze as Mia's voice floated up, his tail twitching nervously. He'd never had a visitor offer him food, and indecision gripped him. Stay hidden or take a chance? Mia munched her apple patiently, while Pippin's chatter filled the air. Then, with a deep breath, Ember glided down, landing with a soft thud on a rock nearby. Mia clapped in delight, offering half her sandwich, and Pippin scurried up, nibbling a crumb. The three sat together, sharing the picnic as the morning mist faded. Ember munched happily, his scales warm in the sun. Feeling braver than before, Mia hummed her tune again, her smile wide, while Pippin curled up with his pebble. Content, the mountain buzzed with their new friendship, whispering promises of more peaceful days under a bright, calm sky. A small step had brought them closer, glowing with quiet joy. The afternoon sun bathed the mountain in warm golden light, casting playful shadows across Ember's rocky ledge. A soft breeze rustled the pine trees, carrying the sweet scent of wildflowers. Below, Mia's picnic blanket lay spread out, crumbs scattered from their shared meal. Ember, the shy dragon with shimmering red scales, felt a flicker of excitement. He flapped his wings lightly, eager to show Mia a secret path he'd found, hoping she'd love it as much as he did. Mia, the adventurous girl with a green scarf, packed up her picnic, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. She'd befriended a dragon, and now she wanted to explore more of Ember's world. Noticing him gesture with his tail toward the back of the ledge, she slung her backpack over her shoulder and followed, ready for a little adventure. Her braid bounced as she stepped forward, a bright smile lighting her face. Pippin the squirrel, now bolder after the picnic, scurried after them, his bushy tail flicking. Clutching his shiny pebble like a lucky charm, he chattered excitedly, eager to see where they were going. He hoped to find more treasures along the way. His tiny paws pattered on the ground as he kept pace, his curiosity pulling him into the journey. Ember led Mia and Pippin to a narrow gap between two boulders, hidden by moss and vines. The path twisted dimly ahead, and Mia ducked under branches, while Pippin hopped over roots. Ember worried they might not like it. It was quiet and small, not grand. Mia giggled as a leaf tickled her nose, and Pippin paused to sniff a flower. The journey felt like a soft puzzle, winding them closer together. Then the path opened to a tiny clearing with a trickling stream and glowing fireflies dancing in the shade. Ember's eyes shone as Mia gasped in delight at the clearing, and Pippin dropped his pebble to chase a firefly. The moment sparkled with wonder. Sharing something small could bring big happiness. They sat by the stream, Ember dipping his tail in the cool water, Mia dangling her feet beside him, and Pippin nestling into moss. The mountain hummed a lullaby of rustling leaves and gentle splashes, wrapping them in calm as dusk settled in. The sun dipped lower, painting the mountain with streaks of pink and gold. The tiny clearing by the stream glowed softly, fireflies flickering as a cool evening breeze swept through. The trickling water mingled with the faint hum of the wind. Ember, the red-scaled dragon, felt his heart lighten after showing his friends this spot. Then, a strange, soft sound, like a whisper, drifted from behind a cluster of rocks, sparking his curiosity. Mia, the cheerful girl with a green scarf, noticed Ember tilting his head toward the rocks. Her curiosity, still bright from the hidden path, flared again. She grabbed her backpack, eager to explore more, determined to uncover what made that whispering sound. With a quick tug on her braid and a smile, she stepped closer, ready to follow Ember into the next mystery. Pippin the squirrel buzzed with energy after chasing fireflies, his shiny pebble tucked safely in his cheek. When he saw Mia and Ember move, he leapt onto Mia's shoulder, chattering with excitement, eager for the next discovery. He hoped to find something shiny or thrilling to add to his collection. His bushy tail twitched as he clung on, ready for adventure. Ember nudged the rocks aside, revealing a small cave entrance, where the whispering grew clearer, a gentle echo of the wind inside. It was dark and cool, the smooth walls faintly shimmering. Mia stepped in first, but the space narrowed, stopping Ember. Pippin scurried ahead, then back, chattering about something inside. Mia lifted a lantern from her backpack, its light revealing sparkling crystals in the walls. Ember puffed warm air to brighten the glow, and Pippin snatched a tiny crystal. The three settled just outside the cave, the lantern casting a soft glow. Ember curled up, his scales reflecting the crystal light, while Mia leaned against him, smiling. Pippin polished his new treasure. Content, teamwork had made this small adventure shine brighter, and they felt it in their quiet joy. The whispering wind blended with the stream's song, lulling them into peace as stars peeked through the twilight sky. Night fell over the mountain, draping the clearing and whispering cave in deep, velvety blue. Stars twinkled above, mirrored by the faint glow of crystals inside the cave. A cool, still air carried the scent of moss and pine. Ember, the red-scaled dragon, felt warm and happy after their cave adventure. He gazed at the stars, his tail swaying, wanting to share a quiet moment with Mia and Pippin. Mia, the cheerful girl with a green scarf, sat content beside her friends, her curiosity softened by the peaceful night. She pulled a small blanket from her backpack and spread it out, patting the space beside her. "Come closer," she said, inviting Ember and Pippin to join. She wanted to listen to the night and hear what Ember might share, her braid resting against her shoulder as she smiled. Pippin, the squirrel, his eyes wide with the evening's magic, clutched his tiny crystal close. He yawned softly and snuggled into the blanket beside Mia, chattering a sleepy tune, wanting to feel safe under the vast sky. He nestled in, his bushy tail curling around him like a little pillow, eager to stay near his new friends. Ember hesitated as they settled, the stars reminding him of lonely nights past. Mia patted his claw gently, encouraging him, while Pippin tilted his head, waiting. With a soft breath, Ember whispered, "I used to wish on these stars for a friend." Mia smiled and said, "I wished for an adventure and found you." Pippin squeaked, holding up his crystal like a star. The air warmed with their trust. They lay back on the blanket, staring at the starry sky. Ember's tail curled around Mia and Pippin, who snuggled close, the glow of friendship warming them. Mia's voice softened. "We're friends now." The mountain breathed a sigh of peace, stars winking like a promise of more gentle days. The night wrapped them in a sleepy embrace, safe and content. The night deepened over the mountain, stars shining like scattered jewels across the sky. A faint breeze rustled the trees around the clearing, and the stream murmured softly nearby. Ember, Mia, and Pippin rested on the blanket, still basking in their starlit moment. Ember, the red-scaled dragon, felt his heart full from sharing his wish. Then a streak of light, a falling star, crossed the sky, and he gasped, eyes wide with wonder. Mia, the cheerful girl with a green scarf, caught sight of the falling star too, her eyes bright with the night's magic. She jumped up, clapping her hands. "Let's find it," she cried, eager to chase it with Ember and Pippin and turn it into a little quest. Her braid bounced as she stepped off the blanket, ready to lead the way, her scarf fluttering in the breeze. Pippin the squirrel, clutching his crystal, buzzed with excitement at the falling star. He scurried to the edge of the blanket, chattering eagerly, his bushy tail twitching, wanting to race ahead and find something shiny to add to his treasures. He darted into the grass, his tiny paws quick and light, urging his friends to follow. The star vanished behind a ridge, and the trio set off, Ember gliding low, Mia skipping over rocks, Pippin darting through grass. But the ridge was farther than it looked, and Mia's legs grew tired. Ember hesitated. Should he carry her? Pippin paused, unsure. Then Ember lowered a wing, and Mia climbed on, giggling as he lifted her gently. Pippin hopped onto Ember's tail, holding tight. They reached the ridge to find a glowing stone in the grass, a piece of the star. Ember set Mia down, and they sat around the glowing stone, its light soft and warm. Pippin curled up beside it, his crystal twinkling nearby. Content with their find, helping each other had made the journey easier and fun, and the moment sparkled with quiet triumph. The mountain hummed with peace, the vast sky calm above, wrapping them in the glow of their shared adventure as they drifted into stillness. The mountain ridge glowed faintly under a starry sky, the fallen starstone casting a warm, golden light over the grass. Crickets chirped softly, and a cool breeze brushed against Ember, Mia, and Pippin, who sat in a cozy circle around their discovery. Ember, the young dragon with red scales, felt proud and happy after their teamwork. He nudged the glowing stone with his claw, watching it shimmer, wanting to keep its light safe for his friends forever. Mia, the adventurous girl with a green scarf, leaned forward, her face lit by the stone's glow, full of wonder at their find. She reached out to touch it, Feeling its warmth beneath her fingers, she wanted to make a wish on it, just like Ember had on the stars, to keep their friendship strong. Her scarf swayed as she smiled, her heart humming with hope for their bond. Pippin the squirrel, his eyes reflecting the golden light, hopped around the stone, chattering happily, clutching his own crystal close. He dreamed of adding this treasure to his collection, but also wanted to share its beauty with his friends. His bushy tail bounced as he circled, caught up in the glow and the joy of the moment. As they admired the stone, a faint crackle sounded, and its glow flickered. Ember worried it might fade, his tail twitching. Mia wondered if they'd done something wrong, while Pippin scurried back, clutching his crystal tighter. Then, the stone split open, revealing a tiny, glowing seed that floated up and landed in the grass. It sprouted into a delicate flower with shimmering, starlit petals. They laughed in surprise, realizing it wasn't meant to stay. It was meant to grow. The trio watched the starflower sway in the breeze, its light blending with the night. Ember curled his tail around Mia and Pippin, who snuggled close, the glow warming their hearts. Letting go had made something even more beautiful, and they felt it in their quiet joy. The mountain rocked them like a cradle under the twinkling sky, promising more wonders in their dreams. The mountain ridge bathed in the soft glow of the star flower, its shimmering petals lighting the night like a tiny lantern. The air carried the sweet scent of the flower and the quiet rustle of leaves. Stars winked down at Ember, Mia, and Pippin, who sat in awe of their magical discovery. Ember, the red-scaled dragon, felt his heart brim with joy. He puffed a warm breath over the flower, making its light dance, eager for a little party under the stars. Mia, the cheerful girl with a green scarf, watched the flower glow, her eyes sparkling, wanting to mark their adventure with a small feast. She pulled a handful of berries from her backpack and scattered them around the flower. Her braids swung as she worked, her smile bright, turning the moment into a celebration. The berries gleamed like tiny jewels in the flower's light. Pippin the squirrel, his bushy tail twitching with excitement, held his crystal next to the star flower, chattering happily. He gathered a few twigs and arranged them in a circle around the flower, decorating their party spot. He wanted to feel part of the fun, his tiny paws busy as he added his touch, the crystal glowing softly beside him. As they prepared, a gust of wind rustled the flower, and a few glowing petals drifted into the dark. Ember flapped his wings to catch them, worried the magic might fade. Mia giggled. "It's okay." But Pippin scurried after one petal, unsure. The petals floated upward, joining the stars, while the flowers stayed bright. Ember settled, smiling, and Pippin returned, tucking his petal beside his crystal. The trio shared the berries, sitting in a cozy ring around the star flower. Ember's scales gleamed softly. Mia hummed a sleepy tune, and Pippin nibbled happily, his treasures glowing beside him. Even when things shifted, the best parts, friendship and memories, stayed. The mountain felt festive yet calm, the night wrapping them in starlight and peace, readying them for a gentle rest. The night grew deep and quiet on the mountain ridge, the starflower casting a gentle glow over Ember, Mia, and Pippin. The berries were eaten, and the air hummed with a faint, sleepy melody from the wind, weaving through the pines. Stars shone above like a blanket of light, tucking the world in. Ember, the young dragon with red scales, felt warm and peaceful after their party, his heart full of the day's magic. Ember curled his wings around Mia and Pippin, wanting to keep them close as the night drew to an end. His red scales shimmered faintly in the flower's light, and he hoped their friendship would last beyond this magical day. His tail swayed gently, a silent wish to hold on to this moment, surrounded by the ones who made him feel less alone. Mia, the adventurous girl with a green scarf, leaned against Ember, her eyelids heavy, but her smile wide from the day's wonders. She pulled her blanket over her lap, cozying up. "I have to go home tomorrow," she whispered, her voice soft. "Wanting to say goodnight," she added, "but I'll come back," promising more adventures. Her scarf snug against her cheek. Ember's tail twitched, and Pippin's ears drooped. They didn't want the night to end. Maya took Ember's claw and Pippin's paw, saying, "Friends don't say goodbye forever." Ember puffed a tiny spark of light, and Pippin squeaked in agreement. His crystal and petal clutched tight. The starflower glowed brighter, sealing their bond. True friends, they realized, stay connected, even apart. The three huddled close, the starflower's light fading into a soft shimmer. Ember's breathing slowed, a warm rumble like a dragon's lullaby. Mia pulled her scarf snug, whispering, "Sweet dreams," as Pippin curled into a tiny ball, his treasures cradled in his paws. The mountain sighed with them, wind and stars weaving a blanket of calm, guiding them into a deep, peaceful sleep. And so, our tale of Ember, Mia, and Pippin comes to a quiet close. Wrapped in the mountain's lullaby, the stars shine bright above, watching over their friendship, just as they watch over you. Thank you for joining us at Baby Bedtime Stories, where magical tales and soothing melodies bring sweet dreams. Now, close your eyes, snuggle tight, and let the night carry you to a land of wonders. Good night, little dreamers, until our next adventure begins.